Well, hello. I'm very excited. This is going to be my very first bloom, and I'm doing it on a bloom collaboration. Have I lost my mind? Maybe, but there's no time like the present, and I'm among friends, right? Although I'm a little intimidated, I'm not gonna lie, because Andy and the two Petras are, legends in blooming, and here I am trying to do what they do. But you know what? Everybody has to start somewhere, right? This is a collaboration. I believe it's called the PPA Collaboration, Petra, and Andy. And the rules were that you have to do a bloom, and you have to use, to do the bloom, you have to use red, white, blue, and green. So I was trolling around on some saved videos that I had, and I came across one that was done by Callie from Callie's in the Kitchen. And it's a butterfly. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this will bring me some luck, House of Papillons and all. And maybe this will be a lucky bloom. And yeah, so I studied her video and also took what I know from what I've already made notes on from Julie Cuts and from the Petras. So, just kind of learning by the seat of my pants here, but hopefully it'll go well. I'm gonna use a fast cure resin, a 4-hour fast cure, because I've seen Julie Cuts use a fast cure several times, and I am using her bloom paste. Julie Cuts is from Pouring Your Heart Out, and so I have her bloom paste, and you'll see. So as you know, fast cures is a thick resin. I am going to put this in my bubble chamber or bubble remover to reduce some of these bubbles, although it's reasonably warm in my craft room because it is summer. So I'm hoping that once that's mixed and debubbled, that will go on from there for this bottom layer, and hope I'm popping whatever might be in there. And I'll also, before I do the alcohol ink, I will go in and see what's happening here with the bubble situation. So I decided, green is the big unknown, that if it mixes with red. So I decided to go blue, then green, green, then blue, then red, because green and blue are fine to go together, but red and green, not so much. So I'm going to start, green first. And I thought about this a lot, believe me. This is a big decision. So let's go green, green, and green. Come on, and green. we'll go red, whoops, and red, and red, and red. So the common denominator here is blue. Blue is friends with red, and it's friends with green. So, you know, if they meet, it's not going to be the end of the world. Hopefully. And we'll go blue, and blue, and blue, and blue. And then we'll let them do their alcohol ink things that they do. Then I'm gonna mix this. Now, Julie, I've studied this like nobody's business, and I even did a test on a piece of napkin so I could see what I was dealing with. This is the Pouring Your Heart Out Bloom Paste. You can get it on Amazon. The way that Julie Cuts does it, because you know this can't be too thick or too thin. It's got to be. I have 30 grams in here, only because that's the smallest amount my cup would measure. I don't think I'm going to use 30 grams for this bloom. But she says you let it come to the top and you stop squeezing and let it drop. You're supposed to get, come on, drop. You're supposed to do 1 drop per 10 grams. I'm gonna wipe this off because I'm nervous. Oh, that was just a bubble. And you squeeze it, let it come to the surface of the bottle, and stop squeezing. That's 2 drops. Squeeze it. Come on. Try not to squeeze it too hard. This stuff's super runny. Squeeze it, let it come to the surface. Come on, drippy drop. It's right there. There we go. Whew. That was stressful. Then we mix it up into a beautiful bloomy paste. I don't know why these aren't spreading. Why are you not spreading, blue and green and everybody? Do you have to be warmer? Oh boy. This is not Let's Resin, it's, I don't even know the brand. Resin Pigments by Unknown. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The reason I did not use Let's Resin, I've got all the colors, I've got all of it, is because their bottles are driving me crazy. And they leak out the side. To do this kind of project, I had no idea if I was going to be able to get those drops where I need the drops to be. And love that company, love a lot of their products, but love the colors of their alcohol inks. But using those bottles for me, it's not safe enough. Like, you know, I'm constantly doing it, and it's coming out the side and squirting where I don't want it to go, and going all over my hands and, you know, everywhere else but in the spot I want it to go in. So, you know, if you've watched me long enough, you know I'm not a big complainer about products and things, but that's a reason why I didn't use their resin. Now, I mean, their alcohol ink. Now, I just might end up regretting that, but it's gonna have to be what it is. One thing I forgot to call out in my intro was that I want to do, Callie did this glitter in hers, and I found a glitter that I already had that's Reflections. I think that's from Michael's, and it's called Eclipse, and it has the green, the red, and the blue in it. So I'm going to try to do a little body there for the oh look, it's spreading now. That one's spreading. Interesting. these are starting to spread. Maybe it needs to heat up. I don't know. So I'm going to try to do a tiny little body for the butterfly in the center. Talk about blooms. I've also never done the center of something. Oh, Lord. This will be... This just might be worth the price of admission to this video. Put a bunch in there. Get it goopy. This might be... Oh, it might be too goopy. I think I put too much resin in there. Oh, that's not a glitter, is it? Let's try more. And Callie did a really skinny body. But of course, you know, Callie's a pro and she knows what glitter does. I don't even know what it... You know, it's all... God bless all these people that do all these lessons, because I watch all of them. I love them. You know, like the way some people watch cooking videos, well, I watch crafting and especially resin videos, and God bless each and every one of them, because, you know, they've all gotten their part down to a science. And, you know, I have too in the things that I do, but, you know, maybe this could be something, you know, that really sparks me into blooming things. I don't know. We'll see. So I know that some things spread and some things don't. And when Callie put the body of hers in, she really was super careful about, you know, lining it up and all the things. So... And I know this is pretty heavy, so, I mean, you know, common sense tells me it should drop down there. I don't think this is as skinny as hers was. And I also don't know if it's going to spread either. And she made a specific comment by saying, now, I just want this to be, I forget what she said, but it was like, you know, thin and so forth. This is not thin. This looks more like a caterpillar. She did like a swirly through the stuff. But the thing is, her alcohol ink worked better than mine. The only kind of freeform things that I've done is Petri. So I of course, as I've said, I've never done, I may have done like some mini bloom and some tiny little teeny thing to like go, how does this work? But I've never done, you know, a professional bloom like all the pros. What if I do one more thing of green? I don't need any more red, I don't think. Let's add another green to the family. And now it's really, you know what? I think that needed to be warmer. I think that's the key. Because this has been sitting here for a lot longer and it wasn't very warm when I first started this. So I think, yep, because there goes the blue. Yep. I love coming up with what I think was the problem. That's half of the battle here. Love that. It's my jam. Whoops. And here I was worried about these colors mixing, and nobody's mixing with anybody. They're all going, I don't know him. I'm not mixing with green. And green's going, I'm not going to see any blue. But I do think that temperature was the key here. That's what I'm sticking with. So I have this, I have my bloom paste mixed, and I'm gonna smush it all down to the tippy tip. I have it in a regular pastry piping bag. And why aren't you going to the tippy tip? Yeah. Again, I think I've done this maybe once. I don't even think it was a bloom. I think it was cannolis last year at Christmas. I'm pretty sure that was the last time I did this. Did a pastry bag for anything. Okay, so the way the lovely Miss Callie did it was, she said she goes kind of slow. I'm sorry, people, I can't talk while I do this, or it's going to be a big mess. And now I just went up against the side of that. One second. I heard someone else say at one point that you don't want it to touch the side of the mold. I don't know why. You just don't. Okay. We're going to do this a few times.
Hi, I'm Hux, the head Papillon in charge, stopping in to tell you what she's doing wrong. See how thin those paste lines are? Things won't work out with a bloom that way. Try again, Mom.
I'm not good at making that little turn. This is fine because that was my first bloom ever. And this will give me an opportunity to correct the things that I think I did wrong in the first place. So we're going to get the temperature of the resin. Right now it is at 32 degrees. 33. It's against the edge. Let me make sure. Now, 34 degrees. So I think I want to get it in there. We're going, you know, with some knowns and some unknowns. Now, because of the way that I'm going to put my color in, I decided that I was just going to go with blue, and I wasn't going to add the red and green. You'll see why again in a minute. Next, I am going to put in our alcohol inks. Now, I have red and blue and green. Emerald green, azure blue from Let's Resin, and plain old red. I had several blues to choose from. I I don't know if they make an actual blue. And I put a different top on them because, you know, full disclosure, the Lilette's resin bottles make me crazy. So we're going to drop in some, whoa, that's a lot. Now I'm not doing it just because of the way I did it before. I'm not doing it exactly the way Callie did it, but it is, as I said, inspired by Miss Callie and her beautifulness. And look, I did an accidental little thing there. I'm telling you, these bottles, people, these bottles. Oh, you know, I'm not a big complainer about products. You know, some people call out every single thing, and I'm not. It's just not my jam. But if I love Let's Resin, love the company, love lots of their products. Use their resin all the time. Tons of their glitters and things, molds, you name it. But when it comes to those bottles, I'm telling you, these, I'm confident because these are spreading much better than my first initial pour. Now, the reason I separated red and green is because red and green, unless you're trying to make a brown or a gray, red and green are not really the best of friends. So I wanted to make sure, and now red and blue, they're in love with each other. They make the most gorgeous of purples. So that's, you know, if red and blue join in together down here to join forces, it's going to be gorgeous. Now, blue and green, they're friends. They make lovely.
It's me again. Whoa,
together,
Mom,
but
what's with all the color?
And green.
It's too much ink.
Much.
There's no way
And
that's going to look good. I'm sorry, you have to try
theory,
again.
You know that you really shouldn't let those intertwine unless you're looking for a specific color, which could be a muddy.
Mom,
It's getting really
were
thick.
we running short on resin? A bloom needs space to bloom. This is way too shallow. Give it one more try.
Shoot, there's a shallow spot right there. Oh boy. Okay, we are at 33.9 degrees Celsius. So I'm gonna get this in these molds. So I'm gonna put in some crushed glass to make sort of like little bodies in there. I decided to actually do my drops differently than I did the very first time. And my drops, my alcohol ink. So I'm gonna go red. Oh boy. Get a paper towel. And red. Red. Oh shoot. Well, see? And mistake number one happens. And then I'm doing azure blue. Oh, shoot. You know what? This one on the right, it's just our little mistake child, isn't it? It's our little happy mistakes, I guess. And then I'm gonna do green. Oh boy. Oh Lord. And see, this stuff just pours out so inappropriately. Okay. And just sort of did a little bit of a bit of a swirl. Right, number one. I'm gonna tighten this up some. I hope you can all see this. I can't look up at the camera right now. Going to do our Bloomy Bloom part. So we're going straight down the wings. In a line. Then we're going side to side on the sides. And we're going up in the middle. The bottom wings. And then these adorable little short little wispies that just go to the line of that line that we drew. It does not go all the way. Okay, this is a few hours later, about 3 hours later, as a matter of fact. And it looks like I have blooming going on, which makes me very, very happy. Now, I have some iridescent white glitter, and I'm going to try to add it to the edges This is still slightly tacky, so I'm just adding, you know, some fun little glitter to make it sparkle a little bit. I found this green, hope you can see it. It's a green chameleon pigment paste, and I believe I got it from Temu a while back. So first, it's been sitting here. I've never even used it. And when I show it, it doesn't have like a color name on it, but obviously it's green. And I'm gonna try to wipe it off on a napkin to make sure I'm not violating violating some rules of the collaboration. But it starts off definitely a green. And then to me, when I turned the bottle, it looked like it went to red. So, oh, how pretty. I think I only mixed 3 ounces for this phase, for the final phase.
Hey everyone, if I were a human, I'd be liking and subscribing to this channel. All you have to do is look down below this video and push like and subscribe. Do it for me, because I don't have thumbs.
Looks like it's doming for me. Okay, friends, it's the moment of truth. These are cured, and I am so excited to see what the outcome is. So excited. Are you as excited as I am? For such little coasters, there's a lot of sides to these things. Oh, still a little bit bendy. Can't help it though, I'm excited. I got a bloom! I got blooms! And they look like real blooms! Now this is the one, on this side I had, remember the extra drip of red? Somewhere in here was the extra drip of green. That's a little weird. The purple went all the way down to there. Purple was because the red and the blue made green. Okay. Let's see subject number 2. I like that body. Glad I used this color in the background because it's completely different from all the other color, but it is green, see? And you can see a slight shift to red in these areas when I do it. So that was within the rules of the collaboration. Again, even though this took a while and took some studying and everything else, so glad I did it. It was a way to get me to finally do blooms. And ready? Oh yeah. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, and yes. Simply because this has more red up in this in this wing over here, I think this is the one. That's the one, and that was supposed to be the spare. I did do a little bit of a swirl there, which is fine. As I'm coming to a close, I want to thank both Petras and Andy for doing this collaboration, because it never would have gotten me out of my box. And stay tuned for some glamour shots, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.